Joining me are the hot guys from O-Town, Eric, Jacob, Trevor, Ashley, and Dan. How you guys doing tonight?
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent. Very good.
How are you?
I'm lovely.
That's great.
As everyone knows, Making of the Band chronicled the search to make a band from the first audition to signing the deal and all the drama in between. Given everything was on TV, did you guys feel that you had more pressure to succeed than an average band?
I don't know if we had as much pressure to succeed, because that was our choice to come together and succeed or not. We had pressure to do it in a quick amount of time, to be out in the public. Like the first time that we did a nationally broadcasting for over 20 million people, we were together for like 6 months. Usually bands don't even get that opportunity for like 4-5 years. So it was like our process was just quickened, but it was pretty much up to us if we succeeded or not.
Now, if there was one thing you wish the fans could have seen from that show, what would it be?
I think it would just be that we don't really fight all the time. They showed a lot of fights and a lot of stupid drama that was kind of strummed up by the TV show and that. I mean, we really are kind of fun guys that basically have fun all day long. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, that's it.
I agree. I think the first season of Making the Band, we were just talking about this earlier, I think that they really tried to show the struggle of us making a journey of how we came and we were raw talent. And I think in the beginning we looked a lot less talented than we really were because they chose to edit in a lot of clips that made us look really raw so they could show that transformation. And it's not that we were amazingly talented right off the bat, but we had a lot of raw talent. And I just think from watching the first season of Making the Band and just from reading a lot of the things that the critics say, is it did look like we weren't the most talented guys, and that's because they picked a lot of the scenes that they used were things that were showing us in really bad moments, and that's one of the things that we've had to deal with as artists now, and that's one of the things we say, just like performing here tonight at the House of Blues, we say, hey, come check out our show, because you come see us. You're not watching anything that's been edited together on TV. You can see us up close and personal for what it really is.
Make up your own mind.
Exactly, and I think that the second season of Making the Band, which is going to air April 13th, we're hoping that it will be more accurate.
Well, tell me about the second season of Making the Band. Is it chronicling where you've gone from the first season to the next, or?
First season ended off with us signing Clive Davis.
Correct.
And basically, it just chronicled the start of this band and us getting together and learning each other. And the second season takes it off from the signing. And how does a group make it? How does a group pull it together to do shows? The first episode shows you Miss America and the problems that were there, and how we brought it back and looked at the videotape and succeeded and overcame that obstacle that we faced there. And that's going to be the whole season. Those obstacles that we face as a band just getting started on a major label with a major company, and trying to balance our personal lives right along with it, because we still have personal lives and we still have our families and our friends back at home that we still contact, and girl problems and emotional problems.
Lots of drama.
We're dramatic people.
What would you say was the coolest and hardest thing about working with Lou Perlman?
I think the coolest thing, Lou is a visionary, and Lou has a mind, and he knows what he wants and he knows what he sees. And we're so grateful for Lou that he picked us all. I mean, that was such a great thing. And we're not as in touch with Lou anymore as we were, as it seemed like on the first season of Making the Band. He picked us, and that's pretty much what he did. But as far as the music goes and our management, we're not really with Lou at all. Like, we have separate management, and he's still there on the TV show. We still call him. He's still doing great. I mean, he's like a big kid. He's always like, come over and play with my boat and stuff like that. So,
But he's not involved with the second season then?
Well, he's involved as long as the television is going on the television end. That's where we are involved with Transcontinental. Just a lot of people thought that when he was around on the show, it was the same NSYNC deal, and they were worried about us, and the same Backstreet deal, but we definitely stood cleared from that. So the rumors are that we broke off or we split up. Really, we were never with them. So we still have that contact we had with him,
right,
but it's not the one that everybody thinks that we have.
And there's no really hard feelings.
Exactly.
No, definitely.
It's not that we hate him, like,
We thank him for putting us
People
together.
are very quick to say that. people are very quick to say, oh, well, you're not with someone, then you hate them. You know, oh, you guys you guys hate NSYNC, or you guys hate, people are quick to do that, and I think that's wrong.
What was it like to meet Clive Davis? That
was
must have been
a
amazing.
Dream come true.
Meeting him was incredible, let alone signing with him
Working with them.
and working with him on an everyday basis.
Well, it was an awkward meeting because we went to his house in like some out in the woods in New York, and it was like this weird meeting because he said that he never had an artist to his house before, and we went to his house, and we're like, wow, this is the awesomest house ever, and he goes, well, this isn't my house, this is my guest house, and he points up to this mansion on the top of the hill, and it's like, and as we sat there and we watched like movies in his movie theater, and I went to the bathroom in like 8 different bathrooms in his guest house. Like,
We all
Couldn't find your way back to the room you started
We all
in.
used the bathroom at the same time, and he was like, okay, there's one there, there was one there, one there, one there. We all went to the bathroom, got out, gathered together, and was like, but your bathroom is cool as ours. My bathroom is so cool. And the doorknob with the faucets, it's so awesome.
Clive Davis had a totally different way and different approach of our audition for him, I guess you would say, or our showcase was entirely different for Clive Davis than it was for any other label that we went and auditioned for. He was more about getting to know us personally, and we didn't even really dance for him. All we did was sing a couple acapellas. He just wanted to feel us out and feel the vibe and really, like, personally, I think, get a feel for what we were about. And we were really fortunate that we really kind of had the same vision that he did, and the cards fell perfect.
Us getting with Clive, it was the best thing that could happen for us because we finally found something that wanted to do what we wanted to do. Everybody from the beginning was all about the show. We were there to make a band. Obviously, I didn't even know it was a show till I made the band, or I made the 25, because I thought the cameras were like Entertainment Tonight or anything else that was going to be there, like
They
the
didn't
news.
tell you ahead of time that was what you were doing?
I heard from word of mouth about the audition. So you just showed up, and that's what happened. All those cameras.
We all have different stories.
Yeah, we all have different stories. But we met Clive, and he was like about the band. The beginning was about the TV show. We're like, all right, yeah, the TV show. Okay, we'll do promotion for that. But all right, when do we start recording? And it was like, oh yeah, well, you'll record in a little while, but we got to do this for the TV show. And it didn't start to be music until we got with Clive, and it was all about the album. Now we're out here on tour doing shows. We're about to go overseas and promote the single. We made the video. These are all the things that last season didn't have. It was about making the band. Now we're out there. We're making it. Yeah,
Right.
We're doing it.
Speaking of your first single, Liquid Dreams, I heard it was about, all right, I know it's about the O-Town dream girl. How do you guys define who that dream girl is?
We could probably list 100 girls right here that weren't named.
We all were pretty quiet right there. Like,
that weren't named in the song. But of course, I mean,
let's think about it for a little while.
Liquid Dreams talks about the obvious: Janet Jackson, Destiny's Child, Madonna, divas,
Right.
beautiful women who people know and are familiar with. But I think we have a lot of celebrity crushes that we would have liked to add to the song. But the success of Liquid Dreams was incredible. It set 2 Guinness Book of World Records, which we never in a million years would have thought. I mean, so much has happened to us in this last year. Now our second single, All or Nothing, is going to be coming out, and
What was the Guinness World Records?
it was we were the first debut group whose first single went #1 in sales the very first week it was out. And J Records, since we were the first release off of J Records, they were the first brand new record label whose first release went #1 in sales the very first week it was out.
So you made
never happened
history.
before. Yeah, it said 2 Guinness Book of World Records. So
Awesome.
we're Clive Davis.
We're in print.
No, you guys had actually a contest for the next single, All or Nothing, on your website. Is that how it actually was picked,
Well,
or?
We wanted to naturally go with like something like Every 6 Seconds, something powerful and hard, but
I love that song.
yeah, well, I mean, we love the song, but it's just lyrical content and different reasons we didn't want to put it out next because Liquid Dreams had some controversy, so we wanted to put out something everybody could listen to. And then it was, what do we do? Love Should Be a Crime, or do we All or Nothing, or do we do Baby I Would? I mean, and it was a choice none of us could choose. And all the research kept coming back pretty even, so we just took it to a vote. And All or Nothing looks like it'll be our second single now, so.
That was one of the loudest shows I've heard in a long time, with all the girls screaming and stuff. I just have to ask you what your favorite song is to perform live.
Oh man,
Love Should Be
mine's
a Crime.
changed. Mine's changed.
What's yours now?
I don't know, mine's...
Mine changes like every night, just depending, because there'll be nights where Love Should Be a Crime is my favorite song because me and Jacob get to bust out on the guitars
Right.
and we love doing that, and all the guys are clapping, and that's like just a feel good, energetic audience type get involved song.
I clap.
You do a
And
good
then-
job too.
And then every 6 seconds, And then every 6 seconds, which we use to close the show, is also energetic. But then there's nights where I'm really feeling all or nothing too, because I get all emotional and I don't know.
All or Nothing by far is my most emotional song. Like, I really tap into that because I've been in that situation with girls before, and I just put myself back in that place. But you know, we're very close to all the songs because all the songs really include all of us. You know, there's, you know, we all have a distinct role in each song. So
My favorite song is "Sexiest Woman Alive" because we get to go.
I think that's probably the favorite of your fans as well. They were screaming pretty loud for
What
that.
surprises me is when we do "Take Me Under" to see the crowd sing my lyrics back to me. That's weird. Every single night I get to see that, and that's the first. That's definitely a first for me. The first time I've had a song that I've written on an album that's been distributed this big. So.
Well, Jacob, I wanted to ask you about that song, Take Me Under. I know that a couple of you, Eric and Ashley, you both also compose songs.
We all do, actually.
All of you do.
Well, we all write.
Do you guys plan on doing more of that for the next record?
Oh yeah, we're writing right now
we're in
actually.
the process right now of just gathering thoughts. And you know, Trevor, you know, before he got in it, really wasn't writing music. You know, he was primarily a dancer and just performer. But now he's tapping into that, and we're just trying to cultivate all the different aspects of our job right now with each other and just help each other. You know, I'll go or Ashley will go with Trevor and write a song. You know, or you know, Trevor will come up to me and help me with dance. You know, so it's really come together. It's really coming together now, and we're really excited about the things that are to come. You know, we were really excited about getting chosen, but we're even more excited about what's to come now because we feel like one finally. We finally feel like O-Town is a force to be reckoned with, you know, and we're growing, and that's a real positive thing.
How do you guys find time to write on the road? I mean, your time is...
A couple of us jumped on the band bus the other night, and we were writing with them. Fortunately, a couple of guys in our live band, they write as well. And, you know, of course, right now, we don't have all the time in the world, but any free time we do, you know, we like to be productive. And like Eric, like we're all unlocking that talent right now. And we even wrote a couple songs on last season of Making the Band that hopefully in the future maybe will be on an album, and we continue to write some on this season. And so it's a process that, you know, whenever we do find the time, we like to do it.
And before the next album comes out, we've discussed taking a trip, like going somewhere totally away from everybody else and just taking a week and just writing and see what we come back with. Just to, you know, might as well. We're gonna need a vacation anyway.
Yeah.
Tell me how you guys found the backing band.
That was actually our production. One of our we have two managers, Mike Cronin and Mike Morin and Mike Cronin. So both Mikes for some reason.
Actual management.
They both and one of them takes care of our contracts, and the other one's a production manager who did Backstreet's tour actually, and won awards for the tour that he set up for them. And he's doing that now for us. And these were all friends that he knew from previous gigs, and just new people that we've met since we've been in the business that have auditioned and, you know, put that band together like any other band.
So that they didn't exist as a band by themselves before.
No.
this.
Well, a couple of them work together. Right. Like a couple of them work together and they vibe together. But I mean, seriously, they're all geniuses. I mean, they went and this tour was put together really quickly because of the time constraint of the television show. We wanted to get that footage involved on the television show. So, like, we were all working pretty much like 14-hour days all day, and they would go home and they'd go on and learn all the music. And they learned all the music in what, like 2 weeks? Yeah. They pretty much learned every single song, you know. And you know, we're just fortunate enough that we've been given the people and the team behind us to help this thing move forward, you know. And you know, we're trying to lead the way by making ourselves as good as possible, so they don't have to work harder to make us look good.
You guys mentioned before on Love Should Be a Crime, and I saw you guys play the guitars. When you guys are writing these songs now, are you incorporating your own instrumentation to it?
Oh yeah, that's why
That's normally
I usually only write with a guitar. Yeah. Sometimes we write with piano, but it's usually me playing guitar. We've got with some of the guys in the band for a little while, and we bring in some friends from home, different things on the show. Yeah. But it's just whatever instrument's around. If you have to, you do it with your mouth.
Different songs, like in your head, you kind of hear different things. Like, you know, a certain song you might be just inspired by a harpsichord, or you might want like a violin or an orchestra in the back, and that just comes in the creative process when you go back and you produce a song. So, I mean, we're all very creative in that sense, and you know, someone be like, "Bring in the bagpipes," you know.
I'd like to hear that. Dancing to the bagpipes, that would be interesting.
We'll work
do
with
some
that.
hot, like,
See what we can't do.
Now, there are tons of fan sites on the web for you guys. Do you guys get a chance to check those out? Or
Not
do you have a-
lately. I mean, it's been so long since we've really had any free time because we've been so busy at this, and we're not complaining because to be busy in this business is a very good thing. So
Absolutely.
we haven't been online, but we do get a chance to hear some of the feedback from what's going on the internet and the websites, and whenever we get a chance, we sometimes jump on and talk to fans whenever we can, but we haven't had a chance to recently.
It's us, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You spend most of the time trying to convince them that's you.
Do you have a favorite site that you've seen, or one offhand?
I like Kiss Me Trevor.
Gee, I wonder why.
We have street teams like SOS, O-Town Crew, Destination O-Town, and they're really loyal to us, and they've really helped us get on TRL and stuff. So
One of the best sites to go to if you want to find out information is actually our official website, which is forget the dash.
Don't forget the dash.
o-town.com, and it's up to date. It's updated every single day with where we're at, what we're doing, and we're actually in connection with the record company, and sometimes we'll post messages out to the fans and stuff like that. So if you want to get to know anything, that's the place to go.
like if we're doing a TV show or something, they'll send the message like they did with
Appearances,
like
yeah.
appearances and stuff. So it's cool.
Now, you guys have been on tour for a bit now. Do you have a favorite place that you've played so far?
Chicago, House of Blues actually was one of my.
Good answer.
I actually liked when we were in Pompano Beach, Florida. We were at an outside venue, and it was just the seats. It was awesome. I don't know, the whole atmosphere of it was just
All
great.
of us have been able to go home on this tour.
Yeah.
Except for me.
I go home Saturday.
I go home
Saturday.
That was one of the things we're really fortunate is we got to tour in each one of our hometowns, and these two are the only two left. I think one of our best shows so far, I think, was the Orlando House of Blues show. We're from Orlando, so everybody we knew was there, and it was one of our best shows. And I've never seen House of Blues that packed. So
I don't know. It was pretty packed tonight.
it was pretty packed tonight.
The House of Blues in Orlando is a lot smaller than this place, though. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't have like the
It's
triple
not as
balcony.
high. Yeah. The triple balcony. I'm a big fan of that.
Clutch.
Very
Coming
cool.
up clutch. That's
so
Some blues coming up clutch.
What are your favorite distractions to pass time while you're touring?
Video games.
PlayStation 2.
Which game? Which game?
SSX. It's on pause right now.
let's not
NCAA
forget
Game
about-
Breaker
let's not
2001.
forget about the-
Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Can't forget about
On
Dreamcast.
Sega Dreamcast.
I'm a big fan of the Dreamcast.
Me too.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm on pause right now, and I got another guy.
He is. The PlayStation 2 is on down in the
This
bus,
kid
right?
never had a TV growing up, and he's addicted to video games.
What are you
now.
gonna say,
It's
man?
so funny.
Those video games are pretty
He
good.
he gets ready in like 2 minutes after the show. Like he gets out of there so fast. We're like, "Where's Jacob? He's on the bus." Like,
You're probably thinking
to
about
come to
playing
this
now.
yeah,
Wake
he,
up early now to get to the bus to be able to first on.
But
on
he
it,
doesn't
and
beat me. Still doesn't beat me.
Yeah, I know, I didn't.
You can hear him like when he's changing moments himself.
I'm gonna start
10 minutes
sleeping
to
on the
XXX,
bus.
10
So I
minutes
beat
to
everybody.
XXX, 5 minutes to PlayStation, 5 minutes to
It's sad, really.
Tell me about your video. Were you guys involved in the concept at all?
Well, that concept actually was by the writer, mostly. I mean, the director obviously had a lot to do with it, a lot to say in it, but that original concept of having a liquid morphing girl was his envision with the song, was listing all these qualities, and he wanted a liquid girl to morph into the qualities, like as it was happening, morph into these different girls. But David Myers definitely took in a direction that he wanted, and all of us were for it. It just made sense with the song. But David Myers was awesome, yeah.
The next video, I think we want it to be a lot less production, though.
More real.
More real.
Yeah.
I think we wanted. I think
Less special effects,
especially
more
yeah,
personal.
Not that Liquid Dreams
Like
wasn't real, but
like
I
a
mean, just
story.
like
We want it to be a story.
up close and personal. I think All or Nothing is a ballad that tells a story, and lyrics, I think, is something everyone has experienced.
I think all or nothing. We should be on a spaceship in space outfits, and we should be flying through space and like
Hovering skateboards.
hovering
This is all the time.
skateboards,
Dan-
and
and
then
then we
when the
should
hover
dance
skateboard,
black
a dinosaur
leather.
comes in and tries to eat me, and I'm like, ah! And the dinosaur comes.
I think we should do it in mime.
I think your next project should be that you should make up a video game called like Virtual Girl, and then he'll be so happy after that. Yeah. So there you go. You can write the music for it and everything.
That's a very good idea.
I like the mime idea.
With lives that are less than private, what's a cool fact no one knows, as far as you know, about each of you?
Wow.
Well, there's not
Who knows?
a
We
lot of
haven't seen
those
the edited
left.
version of Making the
I
Band.
think I
too.
probably have 2 or 3 of those, so I don't really want them to say. The world pretty much knows everything about us.
Well, here's one.
I mean, not really.
I
But
was the only. I think I was the only guy in this group that wore tighty whities. You know, yeah,
Sad
the
but
tight
true.
briefs, and they would make fun of me so much that I had to switch to boxer briefs. So I'm wearing boxer briefs now, and every once in a while I'll throw on the tighty whities just to stay true to my roots. But mostly,
Keeping it real. You know what I'm
mostly
saying?
I
Keeping it real.
I gotta wear boxer briefs now because these guys they give me too much of a hard time. Tighty whitey boy! Stop! Leave me alone! 4 eyes.
Well, I take it you guys probably miss your privacy a bit.
That was funny.
well, I mean, definitely.
What was the question?
I can't. None of us, like, when we go home, we have 2 days off to go home, and we don't look at it as like a break. We go home, see our families, but we're still signing autographs for everybody and taking
Right.
pictures, and it's like that privacy that you had when you were standing in an airport. And I used to stand in an airport and be like, I can't wait till I can't stand in an airport because everybody recognizes me. And now that it happens, I'm like, man. What was I thinking? I can't even stand here without somebody coming up to me. And it's like, you don't want to be rude to people, but
Right.
everybody has a bad day. When you don't sleep for 3 days because you're working, and everybody, people don't stop coming up to you, and that you start to realize what it meant to give up your privacy.
You just start to
That's-
value it more. I think you value the little tiny things, the tiniest things you would never think of.
Seriously.
You start to value. You start to value having a half an hour, and it's not like we're complaining because we are completely satisfied with where we are at all. But like Jacob said, sometimes you do have a bad day, and sometimes you are tired. And in this business, you always have to be on because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want to come across, rude, and it's difficult when you always have to be on.
Definitely not complaining. It's things you don't realize. Like
Yeah.
when we have a half hour for dinner, we can't go across the street to get something because there's a mob of people outside, and it'll take at least an hour and a half to get across the street because there's so many people. And you're like, you have to start living your life a totally different way.
We've also done a bunch of firsts in saying, like, we're the first band to ever come back for a second season on a reality television show. So that's allowed us to be the first the first cast to spend as much time on camera.
Right,
Like,
everybody knows everything about you.
Yeah,
everything.
and it's been going on for
No
pretty much
other
a
reality
year.
show has been filmed as much as we have.
Each year, with all the reality TV shows, they switch in and they get new people for a
Right.
second season. So, like Eric said, we've been on camera now for
We had
Long
like
time.
we had like 5 or 6 months off, right?
No, 7
we had
months.
about
7
In the
months.
summer.
yeah.
We had that time off, and like now all of a sudden we're back again. We don't know any different.
It's
Yeah,
like
we
from
really
December to March, the last 2 years, we've had cameras.
I just really hope that this year the cameras are more worth it. Because, there's so much that happens. Like we said, we are on camera from 6-7 months at a time to get a season. And we don't have editing rights or anything. So they edit it, and it's just such a little portion of all of us that I think what we're looking forward to is that more time on camera. Hopefully people will not judge us for the little things that they see. They'll see a big that we do have broader personalities is what we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, here's to getting some personal quiet time into a great second season. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.